bottles, yeah, we got them all. Line them all up and we'll drink till we fall. South the Cantina's the best liquor store. South the Cantina, you'll never need more.
Good morning. Welcome to the Art the Cantina podcast. I am your most dubiously, enthusiastically geared host of the liquor world. I'm here to navigate you everywhere with our co-host today, filling in for JP, the world famous Luke Shalepi.
Thank you.
Pronounce that right?
Oh, that's as right as I pronounce it.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I think I pronounced my own last name wrong, but whatever.
I don't know. There's something about growing up with last names. I think Shalupilu was a common misnomer for Shalepi that I got a lot. You know?
Shalupilu.
Oh yeah. People like to have fun with them. Better to go all the way wrong. All right.
So we got a lot
with the most.
A lot of talking to do today. Got a lot of gearing up. So came back from vacation, which was fantastic, by the way. I had a great time. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you did without me here.
We suffered without you in the heat. You know, you went down to Florida and sent the muggy weather up here for a couple of weeks, but it was all right. Deprived of your kinship, it was okay though.
It was great. Everyone was crying about the temperatures up here. I was cooking in it. It was like 91 degrees every day. Some days were 95. I was fine. It was tough the first week. I had to acclimate. It did me up. But once everyone was crying up here, oh, it's going to be 102. Come on. I'm ready.
We didn't have a beach and swim trunks to go to. And there was no chance to acclimate. Every 2 days, the temperature would drop down and then would go up through the roof, and you'd have to be on your toes.
I'm surprised more people didn't die, honestly.
No. All right.
With that being said,
we're going to be talking a lot about money later on. Wine and money.
there's a lot of things to cover. We only got like 20 minutes, so we got to get this all done.
Let's shoot.
All right. So,
first topic of conversation. The savior of the streets. You were gone. But somebody stepped in to keep the other cantina area safe.
it's hard to know when you're walking around a hero. And at the Cantina's case, there's a hero who's here every day.
We didn't know it.
It's not me. I know you all thought it was me. It's not me. We have a hero amongst us, among us, called Fez. Fez, God bless him, got a lot of things going against him. The guy jumped into a battle to save this little dog's life
From the massive, bloodthirsty jaws of a pit bull.
Big pit bull. You big pit bull people out there. I don't care if I hate you, motherfucker. Right?
Well, at least this one was trained wrong.
You want to keep this dog around? By all means, keep the dog around. It's beautiful. It's my baby. Kisses you on the mouth. Whatever the it does. Eats your ice cream. Fine. But you're responsible for that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's crazy. Kills someone else's dog. Mauls somebody. Attacks you. You should pay for your own medical bills because you're playing with fire with these dogs.
You gotta be able to control your own dog, especially in a city.
Everyone knows I hate dogs. Everybody I hate dogs. I don't like hate them like I like hit them like a iron or anything like that. I just think that like the city.
But I'm glad that you thought of that possibility. I've recently become much less enthused about dogs. I never was that hot on them. But
little arm dogs.
yeah,
All right, that's appropriate for the city. That's fine. You can have a little arm dog. You carry it, whatever. It looks cute, it's a little accessory. Fine.
until it becomes bait.
You have this big dog taking human-sized shits, Joey. Cute shit photo. I came out of Bronx Science. I don't know if a human shit in the street or if that was a dog shit in the street. Let's not get off topic.
Red Fox said, people say doo-doo. A Great Dane does not doo-doo.
Bro, this was, I'm pretty sure it was a human shit. I'll let the people at home decide. But our boy Fez saw a little dog getting ripped apart by a pit bull 10 times its size. I don't know what video he watched on TikTok or whatever. He leaps into action. Joey, video.
You guys are going to love this video.
The guy, has a lot of health issues, right? I'm not going to disclose what he's got. He's got a lot of things. He's not like a normal person.
And these videos worked. The police videos did not work. The cops gave him a really hard time in the store when he tried that First Amendment shit on it. But I don't know, some friends were in here and he's like, well, I would say this. And they're like, well, actually, the real law is this. And anyways, go on. Never mind. We'll cut that part out.
He choked the dog. Choked the dog out. The lady, everyone's like crying around him, right? Fez is on the floor with this dog. You've seen the video. Chokes his dog out. The fucking lady from the hair salon, I think, decides to dump a bucket of water on the dog, drenches Jose. Fez lets go of his grip, and the dog escapes. Fez is drowning in water.
Oh, poor Fez.
He's rolling around the floor, and one of the dogs shit, so he's got shit all over him. And the dog then goes back and lunges at the little dog again. Now all these group of people now tripping in. One guy's kicking the dog. This other guy grabs the collar. He's trying to hold the dog up. And mind you, there's like 20 people around here, like trying to save this little dog from this pit bull. And Fez again had to choke the dog out again.
Jesus.
Finally chokes the dog out a second time. And the dog lets go of the little dog. And some bystanders finally grab the collar and they're like holding the pit bull up in the air to save his little thing. Long story short, the lady who came in with the dog, she's like, thank you so much to Fez. God bless you. Everyone in the streets coming and saying, Fez, you're a hero. The funniest thing I think about this whole ordeal, all these people coming up to say, yo, Fez, you're a hero. You say that dog ain't good for you. Other people we know say, yo, Fez, you're the man. He goes and gets a slice of pizza. They're like, yo, you saved that dog, bro. Good for you. Still charging full price.
Oh, no. See, it's not all heroes. They don't get the cape and the underwear outside the pants. Some of them are watered upon and shit smattered.
Dude, it's unsung.
Oh, poor guy. Poor guy.
I could have bought him a slice of pizza at least. The guy got shit and dog blood on him.
Oh, and they charged him for a slice of pizza.
But that's the hero story for this last, I guess it was 2 weeks ago now.
I'm really impressed with how he did it, and I hadn't seen the video. I heard the story, but my first question was, Fez, like, show me your arms. Like, are you cut up? Are you... Nothing. He did it perfectly, and for the whole back and forth, the whole drama of it, he came out unscathed and was very effective on the dog, and the baby dog survived.
Yeah, the dog got surgery. They stitched up the dog. The dog's alive. The dog's okay.
The pit bull?
The pit bull, I don't know where he is. Apparently, the owner came back with a gun, and the guy who had the dog, the guy who's holding the dog says the owner of the dog came back with a gun and threatened him to release the dog and took the dog and ran off with the dog. Cops came, and I don't know what the they did, if they did anything.
Jesus.
So that gets me to my next point.
Our fair city.
Our new mayor-elect, or Democratic-elect. Nominee, whatever the people call it. I don't know, a lot of people feel weird about him. But let's drink this Wyoming before we get to talking about this guy.
Salute.
Cheers. I'm pouring some out for our homie Fez. Unsung hero. Sometimes,
You cover the pouring outfit. I'm drinking this. What does JP always say? Whiskey, you open your mouth as you smell, whereas wine, you never do that.
Yeah, do both. So this is our single barrel, private barrel pick from Wyoming. This is a 7-year-old offering from the Wyoming people.
That's really nice.
It's a little harsh. Mm-hmm. But that's its heat. And like any whiskey you taste,
impact and body,
especially the first one in the morning, you drink way too fast. By the way. See, this is why Luke is coughing, and that's why I'm not. Sip. Always sip your whiskey nice and easy. Just enough to coat your tongue. Soak it in. Think about what you're tasting. Have another taste again. We drink too much. Can't talk.
No, it just went down the wrong pipe. It was great. I was rushing to get it. All right.
Also, first whiskey of the day is always going to be a little, prime your tongue a little bit. Just have a little bit. Let it settle. Then sip it again. You can really start taking the flavors. I don't like to jam my nose into the cup too much because then you pull all the alcohol and you overwhelm your nose. You just get alcohol burning inside your nostrils.
Mm-hmm.
Oily, rich, like nice sharp heat right at the middle of the palate. A little bit of a tight, hot finish, but that heat right in the middle is just nice kind of flavor that I like. And this ain't no walked in the park. This is 62% alcohol.
Oh, wow.
This is up there. This is as high proof as you can get. So for our boys who are the proof snobs, this might be your next pick.
And just the flavor is so impactful. It fills up your entire mouth with very intense and no rough edges in it.
The cool thing about Wyoming is you got the temperature. Super cold. It's just like negative 20, 30 degrees in the wintertime. You can't even see what the you're doing. Somehow the whiskey still ages. But it's got to get so cold where like it's almost like a freezer effect.
Mm-hmm.
You stop it from aging.
Really? So like a lot of times we think about like Kentucky, it's very hot places where those barns that have all the
They do have cool nights, but very hot summer days. Yeah. Totally different from Wyoming. Wyoming, their summer right now, we're dying over here, 95 degrees. They're wearing long sleeve shirts and long jeans and cowboy hats.
Huh.
So their summer's like a mild summer. It's more like a spring.
And it looks kind of like this in Wyoming.
Thankfully, the nice guys at Wyoming, they did our wall for us. All right, so get back to our fiery speech before about the mayor.
Yeah.
The Democratic nominee, Zohran Mudami. Mudami?
I don't know. I've actually never heard his name said, the last name said. Zohran.
Zohran. It's a good name.
Right?
That is a
kind of makes me think of the Ben Stiller movie, Zohran. The one where he's like
Zohan?
Zohan, yeah.
From the same guy.
Yeah.
Now, at first, I was like, this guy's nuts.
Yeah.
$30 an hour minimum wage. I'm like, what are you crazy?
Poor business owner.
From a small business point, I'm like, I don't know how the that's going to work. Ambitious, don't get me wrong. But then the more I started thinking about it, I said, okay, you know.
Means people have more money.
Well, for my seasoned guys, yes. But from another point, I was shopping on Target last night, right? Trying to just buy some essentials for the house.
Yeah.
And I happened to be in Florida, so my Florida zip code popped up.
Mm-hmm.
So I fill up my cart. My cart's like $75.
Yeah.
Once I edited it to the local zip code, it shot up to $90. So I go, there's our $15 surcharge from the city pay or whatever minimum wage you got going on here, or maybe just the rent is more expensive.
I think the rent's a lot of that.
It was a $15 difference from what I pay for in Florida.
Operations costs.
Yeah, I guess all those little things add up, right? So, like, if you're putting a $30 minimum wage on the people working at Target, I mean, they're not going to work, 50% harder. I don't think it's possible. I'd love to see his plan on paper, how that's going to work. I'm not totally against it. As a business owner, you say, that pay people, bare minimum. But also, people got to earn a living too. They got to buy a house. They got to pay for a car. They got to pay for college. All those shit. If we're all paying $30 an hour, maybe that alleviates things. But if it raises the price of everything else too, I don't know. I'm just
Target. I don't think that the base level salary employees are what are eating up their budget. I mean, the number of employees per the size of that store, I bet the square footage costs as much as paying.
Well, for me, my number one expense is salaries.
Really?
My number one expense.
Wow.
Rent is like...
No, what about wine?
Cost of goods is the number one thing, of course. But right after that, cost of goods, number one expense is salaries.
Wow. So it outpaces...
Actually, I'm sorry. I should say this first. Number one expense is... No, salaries. Number two would be, not an expense, but what money goes out to is sales tax. Sales tax is another massive cost on us. Now, we collect that, but I still got to, get it out of people. No one wants to pay taxes when they're buying their case of wine. They want a discount. They want this. I still got to collect that money, put it on the side.
Yeah.
But theoretically not an expense out of me. But yeah, salaries, then rent, and then everything else after that comes for me.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how Target operates. I'm sure you might be right. Their rent might be the most, but I doubt it. No, I would say their salary is number one. Like to see how this works. Not against it. It's nice to give everyone a fair pay, but I want to see how that works.
There is one. There's a few critiques. This has been very interesting to me. I'm not registered as a Democrat, and when I was 18, that was like a moral thing that I'm not going to prejudge the situation, but I leaned very Democratic. Now I feel like the Democratic Party has betrayed me enough times Bernie being a prime example of this. I guess they don't believe in the democratic electoral process because they sidelined Bernie. Not that I was a huge Bernie guy, but just to find out that they didn't want him to get the votes that he got. All that being said, I've heard a few critiques of Zohran, and one of them, they have that statement that, the Marxist statement that religion is the opiate of the masses, that religion sort of blinds and lulls the masses into doing things against their will. And then the comeback is that communism is the opiate of the intellectuals. And we see with Zohran this idea, he's an immigrant, he's of the people, but really he's of the intellectuals. His parents are academics. He grew up in a very academic setting. So we are looking at somebody who's holding up the mantle of the people, but is distinctly coming from a theoretical viewpoint on the matter. So that's something to be wary about, because it doesn't necessarily impact what we see as real people, because it's coming from philosophy.
I want to preface what I'm going to say now. I'm of the mindset that you should be not vilified for your political thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
If you're wearing a Joe Biden shirt, I think you have every right in the world to wear that Joe Biden shirt. If you're wearing a Trump shirt, I think you have every right in the world to wear that Trump shirt and not be judged for it. Because a lot of people automatically take a side. They see you wearing a Joe Biden shirt or a Trump shirt, they automatically think, that guy. I'm not going to give him my business. I'm not going to give him business. He may be a fantastic
human being,
plumber, let's say. Maybe the best plumber in the world. You're not going to use him because he has a Joe Biden shirt on him.
He could be the nicest person in the world, yeah.
You might have the best firefighter in the world. He might save your life, but because he's got a Trump shirt on, you're going to tell him, don't come to this house. Go down the block.
Could I give you my favorite quote of all time? Coming from Albert Camus. Albert Camus, dope guy, lived through Nazism, right? Fighting against the Nazis. Lived under occupied Nazi France. And he said the problem wasn't fascism. The problem was when people put as the foremost part of their personality their political belief. So it wasn't what you believed, it's when your belief was the number one identifying quality. And that's when it fell apart. And we are facing that problem right now.
Yeah. I think a lot of people sideline other people just because they're red or they're blue or they're white or whatever they are. White being independent. I think you got to take everything with a grain of salt. Everyone has something good on their party. Everyone has something good in their candidate. And maybe if you take everyone's good ideas together, you might actually get a better society. I don't think anyone could disagree with me saying that we want a better city. I don't want to see human shit on the street. Sorry. If that's a radical concept, I don't want to see dog shit in the street. I don't want to see garbage everywhere. I don't want to see bums shitting in the subway. I don't want to see anyone shitting anywhere where they shouldn't be. But is there a solution for bathrooms in the city? Well, unless you go into a restaurant somewhere, you tell me where you're going to use a public bathroom. There ain't none. And I don't think the solution is a public bathroom.
No, I think I
think you got to pay for bathrooms. I think you got to pay $1, $2 for a bathroom. Keep your bathroom
clean. They have those in Europe. You
I think
the
it works.
quarter in, and yeah.
I think that works. Even if they're a little stinky, whatever.
That's okay.
I think everyone wants a better city, whether it's Adams, which I think the entire city's against, whether it's Cuomo, who's got a lot of old ideas. A lot of the same people who have control of the city now are going to probably get Cuomo elected. Is that a solution? I don't think so, because the city should be a lot better if the old people who were pulling the strings are going to pull the strings again. I don't think that's going to be a solution for anybody, because you have the same people doing the same shit again. You vote Cuomo in, it's the same shit. Don't get me wrong. I want another Italian in power. That'd be great for us, right? Just as a point of pride for our people.
Yeah.
I would
Look
like
at
to see.
De Blasio pretended to be an Italian.
Yeah, Wilhelm or whatever. Everyone hates De Blasio.
Yeah.
I can't find two people who like De Blasio besides the ferries.
I hated him before he was even elected. He reminded me of my middle school principal, who was also a liar and creep.
The one good thing I'll say about Zohran, he went to high school in the Bronx. I don't know any mayoral candidate that went to high school in the Bronx. So he may actually give a shit about the Bronx, when we always have been looked over.
Where did he go in the Bronx?
Bronx Science.
Bronx Science is the best school.
That's just graduated from Bronx Science. So I was literally at the Bronx Science graduation, is where I saw the dog shit out behind the stupid the theater place that we went to for their graduation.
Yeah.
In Washington Heights. It has to be documented shit.
And he's 33, which is a kind of cool age.
Jesus was 33.
No.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't get killed.
Yeah.
I hope he has a good security detail.
So I've heard a lot of people. So one thing I looked into up at night, because I couldn't sleep and this was weighing on me and I didn't pay enough attention to the mayoral election, was what everybody else's policies are. And everybody who is the mayor, whether it's Bloomberg or Eric Adams or Bill de Blasio or Zohran, they have a plan to lower rent and to create housing. All of them do. So the key is the honesty in their intentions and their ability to deliver. Now, I don't think that it's typically whoever wins Democratic mayor primary will win the election. I've heard a lot of people that are also skeptical on the point of he's telling us good things in certain elements. Is he going to deliver?
Right, telling you what you want to hear.
Is he going to be the guy who just gets somersaulted and turned around by the power that he's not waiting to punch him in the face as soon as he gets in there? Is he going to be effective? So I don't know if he hasn't crossed the finish line yet.
I don't know. He has a lot going against him. Right, the city has a big Jewish population,
and
there's a lot crazy about him.
At least the Israelis too are very much.
They have a big presence here, and he has that hurdle to cross. You know, whether he can convince them that he can do right by them, that's a whole other question. How I feel about it, I don't know. It's not my fight. I'm not an Israeli.
Read the sign.
Palestinian. Not my fight. So I don't know. I don't have a position on it. I feel bad for everyone involved because death is no good, war is no good.
Yeah, that whole thing is a tragedy.
I can't say I have a position on it because it's not my beef. If it was, I knew what the was really going on, then I could take a position.
I think that's the smartest.
Very apolitical answer, by the way.
It's the only one that's honest. Most people take a tragedy and they use it for their own personal aggrandizement. They get a soapbox to stand on, and they don't know any but the people involved, and they don't care.
If I had a cousin who lived in Palestine,
you would care a lot.
Who could tell me, like, yo, this is what's going on, this, that, then I could really believe whatever the hell is going on. Not to say that the news is lying to us, but I always like eyes of my own to tell me what the hell's going on. So that's my position. He has that hurdle to cross. So see what the hell's going to happen
in
with
the
that.
80s, my mother did her dissertation in Israel and Palestine on conflict resolution. So I've always known that your answer is the correct one because it's a complicated issue. Tragedy is the one thing that I'm sure of, and the rest, there's a lot of pain going on and death going in all directions.
There's nothing like trying to avenge someone's death by killing somebody else, because now you just created another martyr.
Yeah.
All right. So now if I'm Palestinian and your Jewish grandfather killed my grandfather, I kill your father. Now you have a vendetta against me to kill my father, and one of the bloodshed and never does. It just continues forever. Not a fight, not a thing to get involved in. But people are going to make it a point of conflict, and they're going to vote for the guy who has the position that they want. Hopefully he's not telling you what you want to hear, like you said. Hopefully he actually means what he says, and he's going to do right by the city. I think it's time for new blood, honestly. We've been trying to tried and true. Adams, he's already working for the Turks, so...
Man, my cousin gave me so much shit on that. He's like, your mayor got bought for frequent flyer miles or something.
Yes.
Come on, man. He's living out in...
he's a strange guy. Strange guy.
Very strange guy.
Someone shared a video, I don't know if this is real or not, I didn't check it, of him going, yo, this is like when Jesus got crucified on the cross. And I just immediately I can't watch the rest of the video. I don't know what this guy's going to say, but I can't. Adam's...
Interesting.
See you later, man. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing I could say that would change my mind about who's running, who I would definitely give my vote to on this position, on this topic, parking in Belmont. If the mayor-elect, whoever the is running for office, comes here and says, listen, I'm going to build a parking lot in the public municipal parking lot here, you got my vote. Window, I will campaign for you up and down this street. You got my vote. That's the only person who I really...
lives. Yeah.
We need parking here. It's so bad.
Right here?
Bad. We need parking in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
This is a transient neighborhood. The people that used to live here do not live here anymore. However, their generations will come and frequent the neighborhood and support the neighborhood and keep the neighborhood alive. Without those people coming here, this neighborhood is
So it's parking lot.
it needs a parking lot. The statistic is somewhere out
Mayor, whoever you are, hear our podcast.
there. I hope the 20 people, well, you're one of the 20 people, and say, they need a goddamn parking lot. I'm going to come build it.
Man.
We have the public land. It's city-owned land.
Yeah.
All they got to do is just build it up. They spend money left and right on stupid shit all over the place. That is a capital improvement that everyone can benefit from in this neighborhood.
I mean, I would really love a behind the scenes on Adams' administration. Because it looks like he does a lot of dumb stuff from this side. But who knows?
I've seen him at a small business services conference.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of city agencies there, and the small business services of the city put everyone together in one room and invited a bunch of business people there to come talk with them. And he came on stage and was talking.
Yeah.
Prior to that, everyone else was on stage just talking. Was a very normal, hey, how you doing? I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
He comes on there. I don't even think he used the mic. Hey, I'm screaming so loud. Just like a really, he's very, very loud. He's so loud. I listened to about 10 minutes and I'm like, this. And I just walked away.
Nothing to it.
Because he was just talking like hype man shit. Like I just wasn't, I'm like, yo, you're not telling me anything radical. You're not telling me anything that is interesting that I want to hear, that I know you're going to do. What you're saying to me is just shit that you're just hyping someone up to get them to believe you. I'm not going to believe you. I walked away.
Yeah.
This, by the way, is growing on me more and more. I got like a little bit of apricot and peach coming through, like faintly.
This is really delicious. This is really something special that you could spend some time with.
Did you know? If you buy any of our private barrels, you get a free raffle ticket entry into winning a $750 basket of whiskey, chocolates, and all other kinds of things to pair with it.
When does the raffle get drawn?
The raffle gets drawn Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
So you got time.
All right.
Every bottle you buy from our private select, it doesn't have to just be Wyoming. We have like 5 other barrels there.
Castle, the
we'll
wood,
have
wood,
more shit.
Wood.
We have the Woodinville, Castle and Key, Penelope. There's something else there too. Whatever. Go on the website, type in private barrel. All the private barrels will pop up. There's like 6 or 7 of them. Anyone you purchase, you get a raffle ticket each bottle you buy. So if you buy 6 bottles, you get 6 raffle entries. So whatever you want, we'll get you a raffle entry.
Am I allowed a raffle ticket?
People getting pissed. They open in the door, not reading the sign, and it's just mad that they couldn't come to the store.
Yeah. That's how much love I think Cantina.
If the new mayor can do anything, get the human shit off the street.
And the parking lot.
Had enough of it. Get the retards going out there causing all kinds of chaos. Lock them up. I want to see the cop with the wooden fucking sword. Bam! Breaking over people's head like the old days.
I'm one of those people, I'm sure of it.
I want safety and security in this neighborhood. I want people to give a and care about this place. I want someone to see some old lady across the street and say, let me help you, old lady. Come on, let's go. I'll take care of you. Come on. I want to see that shit in this city. I don't want to see the bullshit we got going on. I don't want to see another Rome with dog shit all over the place. I stepped in dog shit 3 times in Rome.
Really?
Rome. I don't want to see Rome. I don't want to see that happen in New York City.
Rome was amazing, man. The only part of it that was clean was the 2,000-year-old Colosseum. The rest
you had to pay to get in.
Yeah.
That's why
it was sparkling and
was
free,
free.
all the rest of it garbage on
gypsies all over the place trying to rob you with their fake baby with their arm underneath.
Somebody told me that Rome's going through this problem with the traffic. It's been controlled by the mob. The mob sort of stopped it in the south, and they took over, and they were holding Rome hostage. At least the year that I was there, it was really.
I believe it.
It's
Looks
really
like
dirty.
dumb.
Yeah,
Rome.
I'd go back though. One more thing to talk about is that article about the studies on whether wine and alcohol is good or bad for you. And the interesting thing that I found in that was who was on which side. A lot of money involved in this. The 2 studies came out saying exact opposite things, both from government organizations 3 weeks apart. And then they started parsing out where the money came from. And that was very interesting. Obviously, maybe the big alcohol groups might lobby to make alcohol seem more attractive, more health benefit. But the people that didn't like it were an interesting group, of which Bill Gates, of course, like things like Mothers Against Drunk Driving. What else do we have? Silicon Valley bankers and Bill Gates, as well as an anti-alcohol league from the 1800s.
All right, let me talk about that. I'm going to keep on a couple of things, but I don't even know anything about this article. You ban alcohol? What happened when you ban alcohol the first time?
Oh my God, everyone becomes an alcoholic.
Everyone becomes alcoholic. Everyone dies from bathtub gin.
Yeah.
Right? Because now you're deregulating a regulated substance, which is why we regulated weed in the first place. The whole thing about the state is because now it's safe. Now we regulate it. Now we control it.
Right.
Huge tax revenues for the government. So if you take it away publicly, you now have what? The mafia part 2 comes into play. We had that happen 100 years ago. You want to rebring people getting blown up in bars because they didn't buy from this mafia guy versus the other mafia guy?
Hey, that would be great as a wine salesman.
By all means, let's bring another crime wave about us. Second thing I bring to this, which is probably true, right? Counter pro-alcohol. You should not be drinking $6 bottle of wine every day. You should not be drinking that. You should not drink 3 or 4 bottles of Moscato every day. It is not healthy for you. I don't care what study says that it is, that it isn't. It's not. Drinking the garbage stuff is not good for you. That goes for anything. You should not eat a pound of cheese a day. I'm not skinny. I'm not, saying that I shouldn't eat whatever I eat. I try to eat good vegetables though. So I'm a big guy, but I try to, keep it a little something healthy. That being said, quality over quantity. You do not want to drink garbage every day. You want to drink something good every day. Something that has no chemicals in it. Something that was made by a farmer whose family has been doing this for decades. Whose name is attached to it. Whose primary source of income is the f***ing juice that he's putting in the bottle that you're drinking. That's what you want to drink. You want to drink quality whiskey.
Something that's not tricking you. Something that doesn't have... Yeah.
By a professional for 20 years. Okay? You don't want to drink the rock gut. We don't even sell it. The Georgie. Okay? You guys, Georgie. I don't give a if you put a cease and desist in this podcast. Georgie. It is the downbringing of a neighborhood when you sell Georgie. You'll see the empty bottles everywhere. You'll see the guys strung out in the park. They don't know where the they are, just sitting on the bench, all cracked out. Because they're drinking those $2 bottles.
That cheap alcohol really does do a different kind of a number on you.
I would love to see the studies on how much we spend medically to fix those livers on the guys who drink the $6 bottle of Georgia. Yeah. I would love to see a study. I'll give $1,000 towards whoever wants to run that study. Because that kind of shit gives us all a bad high.
Right.
That kind of shit is where it fuels a guy to punch his wife in the face. And then the kids hate their dad because their dad was a drunk. That's the kind of shit that does that. I don't want that.
You know who else does it? I was at some nightclub place, and they made me the for kids, for like 20, 22-year-olds or whatever, and they made a drink and I sent it back, and then they made it again and I watched them and I drank it and it tasted abysmal. It was like a margarita or something like that, and the tequila was god awful. And that's what these kids, you go out and your first experience with alcohol is like this terrible stuff. You say, why do I have a terrible hangover? I don't want this. I don't want to feel this way. Well, if you just had, if you had something that was actually wholesome, that wasn't manipulated, that wasn't the worst thing in the world, you might be all right the next day. Yeah, I
100% agree with young kids not wanting to drink.
Really?
Go into a bar, a club, and you got to spend $600 on a bottle of $30 Grey Goose? When I was a kid, they used to infuriate me. And my boys would be like, yo, let's go out, throw in $100 each for a bottle, we'll get girls to come to the table. I'm like, you, that club, those girls, everybody, I'm not going out, I'm staying home.
Oh, I always went, you get one shot and one glass of water, and in your boot you have 2 flasks, and every time you go down and tie your shoe and fill your glass back up.
I wish I had you around. I used to get so pissed at my friends for like blowing their paycheck on a bottle of liquor.
Yeah, you can't do that. And this is supposed to de-incentivize drinking, making alcohol prohibitively expensive, but it doesn't. This is my 2 cents: is people pay for what they care for. If you had alcohol at a normal price point, people could actually live at a normal, but now it's kind of like prohibition in the same sense that when you have a chance, you overload. You pre-game. When you want it, you're going to put all your money in. Let me get some alcohol. I'm going to get drunk. I don't want to not get drunk for $150. So
yeah, you're right. Because now you have the to get wrecked, right? I spent $100. Let me act crazy.
Exactly.
Let me piss all over the wall in the bathroom.
If it was a normal amount, then maybe the first time you get too drunk, and then you learn, and everybody around you learns, and it's communal. It shouldn't be so expensive. It's really. In countries where it's less of a taboo to drink, countries where it's not as expensive to drink, they have more healthy drinking habits.
So that bar we went out to, the Lower East Side, that had like $3 beers.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
I had a great time too.
I had a great time. There was kids in there with the band. They were playing music.
Yeah.
I was like, this feels great. All these like people just having cheap drinks. They were all relaxed. Nothing was going crazy. No one was starting to fight. One guy did steal a girl's book bag, which I was a little pissed about. Yeah, I was a little pissed about that guy.
That's not good.
He was trying to get a free drink out of me. I had to yell at him. It was a whole other thing.
But I mean, that place was packed on a Tuesday, so maybe it'll attract.
Although everyone else, 99% of them were great people. They were all great. They were fantastic. Everyone was having a good time.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a good
That was
place.
Moanas. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Moanas.
Shout out to Moanas, Tuesday nights.
Very cool place.
Mm-hmm.
You got any last things you want to talk about? Any things you want to plug? Ethica wines? Anything?
Yeah, just buy Mastro Berardino because that guy rocks. I had such a fun time with him. I also had a very fun time with Alessia Antonori, but we'll talk about that next time when we have a
big names.
Alessia Antonori and Piero Mastro Berardino. Spend time with them.
Hanging out with rock stars.
They are wonderful, down to earth people. They're real ones. You know, they're not pompous or stuffy. They're really cool, down to earth people.
Just to put this into perspective, Antonori is like the top dog in Tuscany. They make the most prestigious shit in the north of Italy, which I consider the north. Tuscany and up is north.
Sure.
Mastro Berardino is like the big dog in the south. They got a ton of really good wines. Some affordable, $20.
Yeah.
Some really high ones at 90, 120.
But worth every quarter cent of it. I mean, that would outdrink any other $100 bottle of wine. There's a bit of a sort of a prejudice, should I say, or undervaluing of wines from the south of Italy. So you as the consumer buy those because your dollar goes way further.
Yeah. Way further. Way further. You got a lot of bang for your buck, especially the La Crema Cristi Red.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Petit Rosso?
Yes. Petit Rosso. Yeah.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I was like testing myself.
Yes. So that's the one that that's the sort of Aglianico and Petit Rosso are kind of opposites. So it's the lighter bodied one. Yeah. But yeah, 100% Petit Rosso. Delicious wine.
I really like that one. Crema Cristi, Tears of Christ. Quick story, if I can remember recollection. Tears of Christ, because when Christ himself saw Mount Vesuvius, he wept for how beautiful it was. And those tears became the vines that made the grapes that was then turned into the wine that is called the Tears of Christ.
Yeah.
So if you're drinking that wine, you had a very emotional Italian guy came up with this concept. He said, "This beautiful land that we're in was made by Christ, and it was so beautiful Christ cried and made beautiful wine." $20. All you guys spend.
You won't believe it when you drink it. That wine is good.
It's a good one. Yeah. A very good one. I'd rather you spend the $20 there, drink it once every 3-4 days, versus you buy 4 bottles of $6 Moscato and drink that every day for 4 days. Yeah. Drink that good bottle of wine, spread it out over 4 days, spend the rest of the time that you got doing something else better.
Yeah.
I'm going to close it on this last little note. I'll give you a quick 30 seconds to it. Anything you want to say last minute? Love this city. I like Florida. I was there for 3 weeks. It was great. People are beautiful. But there's a veil of fakeness there, which I could see through it. I like the realness of this city. I like you being able to say you at someone in traffic and just keep it moving.
Yeah.
I like you be able to give someone a dirty look and just keep it moving. And the next day, maybe you say hello to them. I love this city. Florida is the opposite of that. And Florida's nice to vacation, but Florida, let's all make this city better. Let's all clean up after each other. Let's all look after each other. Let's get rid of the dog shit. Whatever you want to say, Luke, go ahead. You got 30 seconds.
I'm with it. 30 seconds. I could go on for hours, but I love what you said. You live outside yourself in New York. You know, don't be closed up. You know, that's it. New York is a city of vibrant energy and fast-moving people that don't have time for shit. So just make sure that you're living outside yourself. Never close in. I don't know. Say you when you need to. and you know, city of love in the sense of honesty.
You need that here.
Yeah.
You need that here. I lied. I gotta add one little thing. I went to HOA meeting in Boca. My parents bought a house years ago, so we had a little house out there. Never been to HOA meeting out there. Went to one real quick. And you can see the cliques forming. We have one friend of ours, my mom's, who takes care of the house when we're not there. She lets like the AC guy in to clean the lines out and shit when we're not there and keeps an eye on, make sure everything's okay. And she's very combative with the HOA people, to the point where like they all know her name. Like the whole board was there. Right? They had a meeting.
HOA is the homeowners
association. So you got 6 people on behind a table, and then like 30 people that are residents. There's like 300 residents, but only like, of course, 10% show up.
Yeah.
So the people that are there are asking questions. They're all like kind of being like, you know, nice about it, but you know, one or two are like, hey, didn't we do this? Didn't we do this? And the board just like shuts them down. This lady, our friend of ours, dude, I love her. I was she's a pain in the ass before, but watching her fight these people on the board, beautiful. I love it. It was fantastic. She fought every one of them.
There is a big place for pains in the ass in this world.
She fought every one of them, and they were getting pissed. They were getting a little snippy, but she was drilling them. Like, yo, where's the audit for 2023? Where's the audit for 2024? Oh, we can't do 24 and 2022. So when does 23 do? Oh, it should be done next week. Who's the person doing the audit? Oh, I don't know. And then, you know, she got the answer from someone else. But she was drilling them. Little clique of like little flamingos, like 3 old ladies in the front. Well, I want to thank the board for everything you do and all the work. Thank you so much. And I got a bunch of claps. I go, what a bunch of ducks. These people, this board, are the people who rob the residents of that area.
Yeah.
Whether it's through, you know, giving contracts to their friends or contracts with companies they own, or doing things that say they cost $10,000, they really cost $2,000, and they pocket the $8,000.
Sure.
You get robbed by these people.
And those underperforming at their job in general.
Yeah. And these ducks are saying, thank you for robbing us. Thank you for us. Meanwhile, the lady that I had in the front was a shark. She was up their ass. That's the kind of energy I like about this city.
Yeah.
People over here, and they're screaming at yo, you motherfucker. One of my best friends, Bloomberg, came through this neighborhood. I'm over time by now. Last story I'm going to tell you. Bloomberg came through this neighborhood years ago.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, hey, in the street saying hello to Bloomberg. Hey, one of my best friends comes out and goes, hey, Mike, you motherfucker. You know how many tickets I got in my car because of you? You piece of shit. Everyone stopped. His Bloomberg secret security all like looked at this guy, stared right at him. I'm crying, laughing at this shit. I'm like, yeah, that's what we need. Yeah. That's what you need in this city. And with that, thank you so much for tuning in for another great episode of Out the Cantina Podcast. JP's not here. He's nothing between us. We love JP. He just, wasn't up for it today. I'll be on next week, so stay tuned.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Thanks so much again.
Yeah.
Luke, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man. That was a good episode.
Arthur Cantina, we're really glad you came. We won't forget your face next time, but might forget your name.